Hosted by Matt Richards. $1 trillion. Watch the market unfold. $1 trillion. Turning data to gold. $1 trillion. Watch the market unfold. $1 trillion. Turning data to gold. $1 trillion. Watch the market unfold. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're tuning in from around the globe. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Welcome to the $1 Trillion Ticker broadcast. I'm your host, Matt Richards. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, June 23rd, 2026. This is the pre-market briefing show. We're coming into Tuesday after a major overnight sell-off in the market. Everything is down. SPX is down. The Nasdaq 100 is down. The Dow Jones is down. SPY, QQQ, and IWM all gap down. 90% of the $1 trillion tickers all gap down, y'all. The VIX gapped up. The VIX is now over 20. And the biggest pressure is coming from technology, semiconductors, and AI-related stocks. So the question is simple. Do buyers step in and defend the overnight sell-off, or does weakness in global chip stocks create another major risk-off session? I track the headlines, the data, and the market levels so you don't have to. This show is for education and entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research, but you can use this show as a foundation. Let's get into the mindset with our mantra. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve the wealth that I'm building for me and my family. Riches and freedom, they come to our hands. I am the master of all I command. My learning is limitless. My earnings are too. The more I discover, the more I can do. The stock market is a machine of design, and I have the power to make that wealth mine. I am capable. I am skilled. I am bold. Blessings on the journey as the vision unfolds. All right, let's get into some data, y'all. Okay. Yes, so everything gapped down crazy overnight, y'all. It has something to do with SK Hynix, which is in the Korean market. They actually went down crazy, and they actually had to halt trading. That's how much it was dropping. So we'll get to that. The 10-year Treasury yield moved a little bit lower. Gold is around $4,118 an ounce. Bitcoin is around 62,000. Ethereum around 1,600. We do have some data coming out today at 6:45 a.m. We get Flash Manufacturing PMI and also Flash Services PMI. So if you're a trader at 6:45, look out for that data. Could cause a swing and some volatility. Those reports can create additional volatility because they provide an early read on business activity and economic growth. Now let's get to the $1 trillion tickers, y'all. Nvidia gapped down. Google gapped down. Apple gapped down. Microsoft did not gap down, probably because it sold off so hard yesterday. And I did buy more shares of Microsoft yesterday at $369. Amazon gapped down. SpaceX had initially gapped down, but recovered part of the move and then sold off again. It is trading below yesterday's close, so the pressure is still there. TSM hit an all-time high yesterday and then gapped down crazy overnight. AVGO gapped down. Tesla gapped down. Micron hit an all-time high yesterday and gapped down crazy overnight. Meta gapped down. Berkshire B did not gap down. Okay, Google Finance is reporting that South Korea's KOSPI suffered a dramatic sell-off that triggered trading halts. Samsung and SK Hynix were reportedly among the major sources of pressure. Because those companies are central to memory chips and AI infrastructure, weakness overseas spreading to the U.S. semiconductor names. The NAS 100 was down 2.5%. SPX was down 1.4%. The Dow Jones was down. It didn't get hit as hard, but more than 0.5%, 0.6%. So why did Google sell off so hard yesterday? I was trying to figure it out, and it is because a top AI scientist left Google and went to Anthropic, y'all. That's why Google sold off crazy yesterday. I was like, what is going on with Google? All right. SpaceX is reportedly facing pressure after losing nearly 24% over 3 sessions. And it is now preparing a major bond offering. All right, let's get into Robert Greene's Daily Law before we get into the charts. Robert Greene's Daily Law for today. Title, Play to Their High Self-Opinion. Today's law is about understanding how people see themselves. Robert Greene says the true spirit of conversation consists more in bringing out the cleverness of others than in displaying your own. If you need something from people, do not always remind them of what you have done for them. That can make them feel dependent or obligated. Instead, remind them of good things they have done. That confirms their self-image. If people see themselves as generous, independent, loyal, or honorable, they will often want to keep acting in a way that supports that identity. The lesson is to understand the person's self-opinion and to speak to it. For long-term investors, this law connects to understanding corporate and market narratives. Companies often present themselves according to a preferred identity: an innovator, an AI leader, a defense company, a growth company, a shareholder-friendly company. But investors must look beyond that self-image and examine the results. Does a company's performance support the identity it promotes? Today, semiconductor leaders are being tested. The long-term AI narrative may still be powerful, but prices force an investor to examine whether expectations move too far ahead of the results. For day traders, this law is about understanding market expectations. Every market leader has a reputation. Nvidia is expected to lead. Micron is expected to show memory strength. TSM is expected to reflect advanced chip demand. When those leaders break expectations, the reaction can become aggressive. That is what we're seeing this morning. Do not trade the reputation, trade the price. Watch whether buyers defend the gap down lows. Watch whether broken levels are reclaimed. And let the market prove which names still deserve leadership status. Execution over emotion, process over prediction. Stay patient, stay disciplined. Now let's get into these charts, y'all. So that was Nvidia. Nvidia current price 203. Pre-market low 201.66. Underneath that, we do have our smart money concept support zone. We do have our diagonal green trend line here. It's around 200 right now. The midway point of the zone is 198.24. I do have a level at 196.15. And then the bottom of the zone is the previous month low at 194.75. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high, the 204.94, followed by 207.65, 209, 212.70, 213.99. Next, we got Google, currently in the pre-market at 342.59. To the downside support, we got 341.72. We got 338, which is the pre-market low. 335.40, 331.35. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high at 344.10, 346.40, 350.90, 354.94. Next, we got Apple currently in the pre-market at 295.03. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low at 294.09, followed by 292.25, 291.70, 289.60. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of 296.30, 296.70, 299.25, 302.05. Next, we got Microsoft, currently in the pre-market at 372.75. To the downside support, I got 371 even, 368.10, which is a pre-market. No, excuse me. The pre-market low is 366.51. Underneath that, we do have our smart money concept support zone that starts at 365.36. The halfway point is 360.80. The bottom of the zone is 356.29, while the low of the year is 356.75. If Microsoft goes under 360, I will be buying more shares. It will be my last buy-in for Microsoft. Next, we got Amazon currently in the pre-market. It's pushing pre-market highs right now at 231.79. To the downside support, we got 230.50. We got the pre-market low at 229.36. Actually, I don't have a level until 224. Let me see if I get another level in there. Yeah, we ain't been to these levels in a long time. I had to scroll left so I could find another level. There we go. Okay, so underneath the pre-market low, I have a level 227.90 and then our 224.24. To the upside resistance, pre-market high 232, followed by yesterday's low 232.24, 233.60, 236, 238.50. Next, we got SpaceX currently in the pre-market at 150.45. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low at 147.04. Underneath that, I don't have anything until the IPO price of 135. To the upside resistance, we got 154, 155.20. The pre-market high 158.88. And then 168.35. Ooh. Yeah, so I've been thinking about this other company. Well, basically, it's a derivative off of Meta. It's METU. It's a 2-time levered bullish ETF on Meta. We might be adding that to the group. We just did hit April 2025 lows on Meta, on METU. So I've been thinking about buying that for the group. It's just like $20 a share right now. So, but that was that alert that went off. Next, we got TSM currently in the pre-market at 442.09. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low of 440.41. Oh, I don't have another level until 430.90. And then 425.20, 422 even. Let me give you one in between here where price had bounced. So underneath the pre-market low, I have 437.15 before you get to that 430.90. To the upside resistance, we got 448. We got the pre-market high of 449.84, 453.05, 459.40, 465.17. Next, we got AVGO currently in the pre-market at 375.20 to the downside support. We got the pre-market low at 370.07, followed by 365, 360.80, and 353.60. To the upside resistance, we got 382.65. We got the pre-market high at 383.83, 389.35, 391.91, 394.30. Next, we got Tesla currently in the pre-market at 393. Excuse me, it's moving a lot. We got 394.06 in the pre-market. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low at 389.99. Underneath that, we got 384.70, and then we got the Smart Money Concept support zone, which begins at 380.80. I do have a previous month low here at 378.80, so I do expect a bounce there. There's a lot of buyers in this area. The midway point of this zone is 372.40, and then the bottom of this zone is 364, which is also a weekly level. To the upside resistance, we got 396.67. We got the pre-market high at 397.99, 401.55, 405.95, 409.60, 412.40. Next, we got MU. This thing hit an all-time high yesterday and sold off crazy. We pushing pre-market lows right now, y'all, on MU. Okay, so current price, which is the pre-market low, $1,082. To the downside support, I got 1,080, 1,054, 1,036, 1,014. To the upside resistance, I got 1,110, 1,122, 1,144, which is a pre-market high. Next, we got Meta Platforms. It's currently pushing pre-market highs right now, which is 563.06. To the downside support, we got 559.81. We got the pre-market low of 557.60, 557, 551.55. To the upside resistance, we got 566.15, 568, 573, and then 575.81. Next, we got Berkshire B, currently in the pre-market at 491.58. Pre-market low 487.40. Pre-market high 492. All right, thank y'all for tuning in. Shout out to everybody on YouTube Live. You know how we like to end the show.
Chase excellence, never chase money. Why? Because money has an incredible way of finding excellence. Did you chase excellence and not money? Do you have the intellectual curiosity to learn everything you can about this incredible industry and master it? Become the smartest person in the room. Have you mastered it?
All right. This has been the Trend Out Tickers broadcast morning briefing. I'm your host, Matt Riches. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom.